the story of the sacred chickens of Rome, the feathered forecasters who held the fate of an empire in their beaks. The Romans were obsessed with omens, believing the gods communicated through signs. Augurs and haruspices interpreted these signs, from lightning bolts to animal entrails. Within this system, the sacred chickens held a special place as living oracles. Religion in ancient Rome was a public spectacle, with rituals designed to appease the gods. The sacred chickens with their specialized priests were a key part of this religious tapestry. Consulting the chickens was a testament to the Roman belief in divine influence. The sacred chickens of Rome were divine messengers, their actions imbued with religious significance. Their care was meticulous, their diet a ritualistic feast to entice the gods. These birds were symbols of Roman piety, their well-being linked to the fate of the Republic. Raising the sacred chickens was a process steeped in tradition. Bred for their role, their lives were dedicated to fulfilling their sacred duty. Their caretakers, dedicated priests, ensured their diet and behavior were meticulously monitored. The Pullarius, a specialized priest, interpreted the sacred chickens' pronouncements. His role required both religious devotion and a keen understanding of avian behavior. His interpretations could shape the course of Roman history. The sacred chickens influenced decisions both great and small. From battles to political decisions, their pronouncements held sway. They were the ultimate risk assessment tool in a world fraught with uncertainty. Consulting the sacred chickens, known as, was a meticulously choreographed ritual. The Pullarius would sprinkle grain before the chickens, their behavior observed for divine messages. The fate of Rome often rested on the birds' appetites. The sacred chickens' eating habits were seen as divine messages. A hearty appetite indicated divine favor, while a lack of appetite was a dire omen. The Pullarius's interpretations could bolster or dash hopes. The chickens' vocalizations were integral to the divination process. Happy chirps were auspicious, while silence was a chilling omen. The Pullarius's interpretations carried the weight of divine favor or displeasure. The Pullarius was the intermediary between the sacred chickens and the Roman people. His interpretations could influence military campaigns, political debates, and even the emperor. The subjectivity in interpreting avian behavior allowed for potential manipulation. The First Punic War was a brutal struggle for supremacy between Rome and Carthage. Rome, accustomed to land warfare, had to master naval combat. The stakes were high. Carthage's powerful navy threatened Rome's rise. Rome built a fleet to challenge Carthage. Even sacred chickens played a role in this epic struggle. The year was 249 BCE. The Roman fleet, under Consul Publius Claudius Pulcher, prepared to engage Carthage. Before the attack, Pulcher summoned the sacred chickens for an augury. The chickens refused to eat, a bad omen. Pulcher, dismissing the warning, ordered them thrown overboard. It was a moment of breathtaking hubris. Pulcher's impiety did not go unpunished. The Battle of Drepana was a catastrophic defeat for the Romans. The Carthaginian fleet, led by Adherbal, outmaneuvered the Romans. Hastily constructed Roman ships were no match for Carthage. The sea ran red with Roman blood. Only 30 of 123 Roman ships escaped. The sacred chickens had their revenge. Pulcher, disgraced, limped back to Rome. The disastrous defeat at Drepana sent shockwaves through Roman society. It wasn't just the scale of the loss that was so unsettling. It was the way in which it unfolded, the blatant disregard for the sacred chickens' warnings, and the seemingly swift and merciless divine retribution that followed. The incident sparked debate and controversy, challenging the very foundations of Roman faith and the system of divination that underpinned it. Among the common people, whispers of doubt began to circulate. Had the gods truly abandoned the Romans? Or had Pulcher's arrogance, his hubris in dismissing the sacred chickens, invited disaster? The incident highlighted the inherent ambiguity of omens, the potential for misinterpretation, and the ever-present possibility that the gods, rather than offering clear guidance, preferred to work in mysterious ways. Even among the ruling elite, the incident fueled skepticism. The more rational minds, long wary of the influence of superstition and the potential for religious rituals to be manipulated for personal gain, saw in Pulcher's downfall a cautionary tale. The incident, they argued, highlighted the need for pragmatism and sound judgment rather than blind faith in omens when making critical decisions. The sacred chickens, those feathered arbiters of fate, were tools in Roman politics. Shrewd senators manipulated their pronouncements to sway opinions and justify power grabs. Imagine a senator slyly addressing the Senate, claiming the chickens disapprove. Their poor appetites indicate the gods frown upon our actions. The beauty lay in its subtlety. Who could argue with the gods? As the influence of the sacred chickens extended into politics, so did the potential for corruption. Whispers of foul play, of Pularii influencing the chickens' behavior for political gain, circulated in the shadowy corridors of Roman power. Imagine a hushed conversation in a dimly lit tavern. "I tell you, it's all a sham," hisses a man, his face hidden in the shadows. "The Pularius is in the pocket of Senator so-and-so. He's been feeding the chickens nothing but rich food for days, ensuring they'll refuse to eat when the time comes to consult them about the senator's rival's proposal." Accusations of tampering were not uncommon. A Pularius, whether motivated by greed, loyalty, or a desire to curry favor, could subtly influence the chickens' appetites. A few days of starvation, a carefully chosen diet, even the introduction of a particularly aggressive rooster into the coop, all could impact the bird's behavior, ensuring the desired outcome when the time came for divination. The chickens, oblivious to their role as feathered pawns, continued to chirp and peck, their every move subject to interpretation, their very existence a testament to the adage that power corrupts, even in the most unexpected of places. Despite whispers of skepticism, challenging the sacred chickens was risky. The Romans took their religious obligations seriously. Imagine a lone senator, voice trembling, addressing his colleagues. "Senators, let us not be swayed by the whims of birds. The sacred chickens are but animals. We are men of reason, of logic. Let us base our decisions on careful deliberation and the needs of Rome." His words hang heavy in the air, met with shock and disapproval. The consequences of such dissent could be severe. A politician risked being branded an atheist. At best it could lead to social ostracism, at worst accusations of impiety, treason, or even blasphemy. The sacred chickens wielded a power few dared to challenge. The Roman mind was not a monolith. Pragmatism and superstition coexisted, sometimes clashing, sometimes intertwining. Renowned for engineering and law, yet they embraced capricious gods. Imagine an engineer, calculating angles, then praying to Fortuna. This duality reflected the complex tapestry of Roman belief. While some Romans harbored private doubts about chicken-based divination, to openly express such skepticism was dangerous. Religious piety was a cornerstone of Roman public life. Questioning the sacred chickens risked being branded a radical, an enemy of the gods. Even a successful general might hesitate to attack if the sacred chickens refused to cooperate, fearing the morale of his troops and the wrath of rivals. Roman politics was a delicate dance, balancing ambition, pragmatism, and religious observance. Why did the practice of consulting the sacred chickens persist, even as skepticism simmered in Roman society? The answer lies in faith, tradition, and the human need for meaning in a chaotic world. Even rational minds found comfort in divination during uncertain times. Imagine a Roman citizen, his future uncertain, offering a prayer for good fortune. The sacred chickens provided a tangible link to the divine. They offered a comforting illusion of order in an unpredictable world. The Roman Empire, for all its might, faced change. By the 4th century CE, Christianity reshaped its spiritual landscape. What began as a persecuted sect gained acceptance, challenging Roman polytheistic traditions. Their God offered love and forgiveness, contrasting with Roman deities. Christianity's rise was a seismic cultural transformation, challenging Roman values and beliefs. The decline of the sacred chicken's influence was gradual but inexorable. As Christianity spread, its adherents rose to power. Emperors like Constantine embraced the new faith. Christianity became the official religion, shaping the empire's laws. Temples fell silent, their altars cold. The Pularii were marginalized, their skills forgotten. Sacred chickens became mere barnyard fowl. Traditional Roman religion was suppressed. Temples closed, sacrifices banned, augury declared illegal. The sacred chickens faded into obscurity, their cries a distant memory. The sacred chickens of Rome, those feathered arbiters of fate, might seem like a footnote in history. Yet their story offers a valuable window into Roman civilization, revealing the enduring human need to find meaning and order. The Roman Empire was built on a foundation of belief, a conviction that the gods played an active role in human affairs. The sacred chickens were a tangible manifestation of that belief, their every chirp and cluck imbued with divine pronouncements. Their presence served as a constant reminder that the gods were watching. The sacred chickens reflect the human condition, a clash between logic and faith, and the search for meaning. Even in the pragmatic Roman Empire there was a need to believe in something beyond the material world. The rituals provided comfort, continuity, and connection to something larger. Even today we seek meaning, comfort, and connection in the face of uncertainty. The human heart, like the Roman Empire, is built on belief.